What's up, everybody? This review, we're taking a look at the Super7 TMNT Metalhead. So I don't grab a lot of Super7 figures. I just grab the ones that really, I guess because of their design, they look a little bit more retro and old school, just updated articulation, that sort of thing. So I try to grab the figures that I really wanted as a kid or that really call out to me. So I don't pick up the entire line. I definitely have the turtles. But there's a few bad guys that I want and a bunch that I'll probably be passing on. But I always liked Metalhead. I thought it was really cool. But the thing with Super 7 figures is they're pretty costly. So that kind of makes me hesitate just a little bit. This guy was on sale, so that's why I ended up picking him up. So when you get them in, if you, I won't say if you're lucky, sometimes they come with this brown shipper box, sometimes they don't. And then inside of that, you'll have this style packaging here. Usually has their emblem. And then, all the way around, it's just green, TMNT. And this is actually a slipcase. So Super 7 does like some really cool packaging. But in that same way, I don't care. I don't really care for it that much because the cost of the figure itself is pretty up there. I wonder if they could save a lot of money by not doing as much with the packaging like that. And maybe that would make more people jump into the line. Now, the packaging is nice. I mean, you look at this, you got this nice window. You can see all of the accessories. Got his name there. Go to the back, you get a little bio. Pretty cool. Other side. Now, let's get them open and check them out. Here is Metalhead outside of the packaging, and he looks pretty cool. One of my favorite parts about him is going to be how he has this gold on him and how the light hits it. That's probably like one of the biggest things and reasons why I wanted it, just because I think it looks really cool. And he's got it all the way around, so I mean that's pretty awesome. Plus, I remember seeing the figure again. I get these Super 7 ones because they're really nostalgic for me, and only certain ones. Definitely not going to get them all, even though I think they all look really cool. Part of that is because of the price point. But you get this cool little rack here. Throwback to the old school figures where you had all of your accessories on the rack and you had to peel them off. But this is a nice way to get those without. Some people would get the figure and they wouldn't want to break these, They wouldn't want to take it off the rack. Some people wanted to keep it mint like that. But they give you one like that just to keep like that. And then they gave you all of the same accessories loose. So you get this top part here. It's going to spin around. You got some nice sculpt in there, but just like those old figures, it's all molded in the same color. You're not getting a lot of wash or anything like that. You've got the backpack here, which is different from the one on the back because it's not really meant to be taken off of this. You can, but you don't really need to. But you got the sticker on the top, and you got a little bit of extra paint here. A little bit of a shinier green. It says pizza right there. Pretty nice little backpack there. And we'll have the little attachments that can kind of connect to this. And this connects to him. You've got the extra head sculpt. Same exact look, except for this one, the eyes and the brain are painted red versus the one that's on him is clear. So if you could put a light through the top, then you can get the eyes to brighten up. But I think from what I've seen, it's pretty tough to get enough light through there like that. But good idea though, pretty cool. He's got those little sea hands on him. He's got two fists, all gray with the black. We've got these a little bit larger sea hands. Just a little bit larger. Then you get this whip coming out of his finger. Pretty cool. You got the gray, you got the black, and you got the wire, the whip. Got a couple nades with a little bit of different color on. So it looks like this one's got a little bit like of a dark gray on the handle, on the pin and stuff, and this one doesn't, just solid green. Get the little antenna. This right here. So let's take a look at him himself. So I think he looks amazing. You got all this detail in there. Looks really cool. You got the brain. You can see the little, folds in there. Again, this is the head that has the see-through, the clear. It's not the most clear. Gold in the teeth. Gold all throughout here. I really like this. Really shiny. A lot of sculpted details in there. And that was one of the things they were doing, was those old figures had a lot of sculpt in them, but you couldn't see anything because it was all solid colors. And they really try to bring those details out. And that's why I like the Super 7 figures. But look at all the little color in there, the paint apps. All the way through. Really nice. I really like it. I just see myself having a Donatello, like working on him and that sort of thing. Now for articulation, the head will go left to right, up and down. Looks up that far, looks down. Some tilt, it's just on a ball. We've got T-pose, doesn't go all the way out as far as he's going because of the top of the shoulder hits. Of course, it can roll around, upper bicep. I think single jointed elbow gets a little hindered with this little rubber elbow piece. Then you got the hinge, pivot, everything from the peg, or hinge and rotation rather. The other turtles had a little bit of articulation underneath the shell, and you can kind of tell he does too. It just helps him move just a little bit, and there's a little give right here. So you can get some articulation down there, but not much. You can rotate him a little bit to make it look a little natural, I guess. Kind of cool. But not the best. And that's one of the hardest thing with the turtle figures from everybody, is trying to get the articulation that can look great and give you that range of motion. That's the toughest part, I think, for anybody. It has legs. They go forward pretty good, because again, that part right here goes back just a little past neutral. Then you get into the hard shell there. Legs can do the splits. Upper thigh cut up here. Single jointed knee. It goes back that far. It starts to connect right there. So not very far. Not much bend in there. Then you get the hinge and rocker. That pivot. And the ankle and foot. And that's it for his articulation. Now, one thing to note is that mine does have, and this is one of my downsides of Super 7 figures like this, is some of them end up being very loose. So like the arms are good, but the legs are just like really kind of flimsy. Not terrible on this guy, but he's working his way towards that. And that's always my concern. Is how long will they hold up? And I think most of my Super 7 figures are like this. I'm sure something could be done, but still, that's something to note for anybody. You're going to be having them there, and then all of a sudden you'll hear take a dive on your shelf or something like that, wondering why they keep doing it. It's because those joints are giving out. And that's across different lines too, I believe. So just something about those Super 7 figures. So downside. So here is Metalhead with some of his accessories on. So we've got the finger that's open here. Looks really cool. And then you got that whip coming out of there. Then you've got his backpack on. And here you can throw the satellite on there. Have that sit right in there. Or you could throw this one in there also. Of course, it will go sit a little bit further down in there. I'm just not going to shove that all the way through. You've got this part here, and these are like the little, I believe they're like nunchucks or something like that, and they just spin. But I believe you can take this one out also, and it just goes on the hand. Yeah, so you got like different attachments, that sort of thing. And of course, you got the nades, that sort of thing that I'm not going to use. But that whip accessory looks really cool. I like that. I'm probably just going to leave them with the little satellite in there. And then just keep the regular hands on them. And that's probably just the way I'm going to have them displayed or something like that. And just have Donatello probably working on them. Honestly, I'm probably going to put them in the back of my turtle van. And just leave them there. I don't know that that'll be fully out on display. I'm not sure. Or while I got space for now, I'll put them out there. I'm still working on that shelf, figuring out who's going where. I think I'm just going to pull the turtle van out of there and have another shelf to get more figures out there. But yeah, you can see right here like how loose my hips are. And then he's got this weight here from the pack, so that makes him lean back and want to fall over. All right, and for a quick comparison, you've got the Super 7 Bebop, and then you've got a Super 7 Donatello right next to him. And Donnie is a little bit taller. We got Bebop, of course, that is a lot taller than both of them, and just looking really massive. I love Bebop and Rocksteady. I think they did a really good job with them. But yeah, I mean, that looks really cool. All right, so I'd say my biggest complaint is just that my joints are loose already, super fast, really quick. Other than that, I mean, I think it has a great sculpt. It's got great paint. I love the shell. I do think in my head, I was thinking he was going to be a little bit more of this like really bright chrome looking gold that like the old figure had. It's not quite like that, but I still think it looks pretty nice. But I mean, articulation is good, and it is better than the old school stuff that we had. And that's all they really are to me. It's just updated versions of what we had when we were younger. And we just have that nostalgia. We're just coming back for that. It just happens to be updated. So pretty cool. I like them. Again, I just hate that the hips are loose like that, but that's a Super 7 thing. That is one of my complaints. Again, I did get them on sale also. So that kind of helps, but I got to figure this out. Because that is one thing that I definitely don't like. But other than that, I think it was a pretty cool figure. Not bad. I already knew what I was expecting. I expected to get with the Super 7 type stuff. And how I was going to have them displayed. So, yeah, I'm not super shocked about anything. But still, I think it's a pretty nice and even better on sale. At least when I bought them. Probably still is on Big Bad. So definitely, if you're thinking about it, hopefully this video helped you out, give you enough information, let you see enough, whether you want to pick it up or not, or if that sale is even worth it or not. So pretty cool to add to my turtle shelf. I think I'm going to be happy with it. He's pretty much just going to be like a display piece, just in the background or something like that. So yeah, that's going to be it for this review. And I will catch y'all in the next one later.